Hey, are you fluent in Spanish, Spanglish, or sarcasm?
Don't worry, we are.
Join us at Attempting to Be Almost Mature on
The AM Chat with Abby and Mel.
So let's have fun, let's talk, let's get this going. Hello.
Hi, I'm your host, Mel.
I'm your host, Abby. Welcome to the AM Chat.
Welcome.
If this is your first time, we are excited to have you, and we hope that you'll continue to listen and spread the word. Spreader open.
Yep.
And if you're a returning customer, we appreciate your business.
We do.
You know,
Thank you.
We love our babes that listen all the time. And you know what I also love is that one time when we were late, we had our fans like checking us, and I appreciated it. Because I didn't find it rude. I didn't find it anything wrong with it. But we had some people like, hey, WTF.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I was like, oh, they like us.
Maybe they like us, you know?
Yeah, I think because we're cute, but whatever.
Whatever. Because we're pendejas, that's why.
Like, what the fuck were these dumbasses? Where are they?
Where's my dose of dumbass in the morning?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we have folks that like to listen to us in the morning on the way to work, and we got a few messages because we were late that time. But we're not gonna do it again.
Sorry, guys.
I can't say again. I don't know. Anyway, how you doing today?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging out, so.
Me too.
You know? So,
I'm hungry already.
I'm so hungry, and I could go for like, it's late, I guess. So, I guess wings.
Wings?
Nothing too heavy, you know?
Nothing too heavy. Maybe even some temos.
Oh, gosh.
Tacos.
Just like two. With the frijoles, and that's it.
Fuck it up.
Speaking of temos, you know, I really hate horchata. I don't know if you know that about me.
I don't like horchata either.
It's because I don't like milk, and it doesn't even taste like milk. I've had it before, but I literally just start gagging when I taste it.
Maybe because of it's a mental thing.
I just don't like it at all. I hate it.
I don't like it either. Everyone rants or raves about it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I can mess up some limonada, but...
Because I'm like, why would horchata be used as a refreshment?
Refresher?
Like, yeah, I'm like, no, I think as the cinnamon taste with arroz con leche.
Yeah.
That's more like a breakfast warm meal or like, you know, a Mexican rice pudding. That's what I picture, and I'm like, that shouldn't be a refresher.
I don't know. It's just a mental thing. Lots of people love it. There's people, you know, a lot of, I think my kids like it.
To each their own, but not a fan.
because Flory loves it, the 4-year-old, and I'm like, oh, you're gross. Because she's 4. Can't believe you asked me for that.
But I do like a milk. I am a milk drinker.
So is she.
Mm-hmm. And my kid loves milk. She's 13, and guys, we go through so much milk since she was a baby. To this day, she's 13. I'm thirsty. I want a glass of milk. She'll just go to the refrigerator and get some milk.
I just don't like milk in general, and I just get like, I don't know, I get grossed out. Yeah. Just knowing. I don't know. And that's weird because I'm not like scared. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm grossed out of where it comes from. I don't know. Meanwhile, I'll have a steak. No big deal. But
meanwhile, you like other kind of leche.
That's
cochina.
Neither here nor there. Anyway, yeah, the 4-year-old has a routine, and she will not go to sleep unless she has her cup of leche at night. She won't do it. So she's very specific about that.
She wants her baby.
She's a brat, and she's lactose intolerant.
Oh no!
She has to drink lactate. Yeah.
Bless her
so
heart.
Shout out to all the lactose intolerant folks out there.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. Y'all poor things can't even have ice cream without.
I know. I love ice cream. I love cheese. Dairy aside from milk. You know. So, anyway. What were we talking about?
I know. I don't know what happened. Where were we?
I don't know what happened. But before we start, I just wanted to give a few shout outs to some folks that are giving love. So some shout outs to some of our fans. So we have Carol Sanchez. She has been such a big supporter. She comments, likes, shares. She goes hard. So we appreciate her.
Thank you. We appreciate you, girl.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that she's a good-looking girl to look at, you know?
Yeah.
So, shout out. And then Pancho's Pinche Pizza.
La pizza?
La Pizza, sí.
Pancho.
Yes, we're going to be hanging out with them soon. So hopefully we'll do like a podcast pizza collab, you know?
Yeah, like a mukbang or something.
A mukbang, yes.
With some pizza.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys want to see a mukbang. Like, do you guys want to see us be pigs? Because we'll do it. We love to eat. I love to eat, and I'm not afraid to do it. So,
me either.
Let us know. And then to my sister. My sister has been reposting us on Facebook and sharing and liking and commenting. And she actually has a nonprofit that she just started called Graham's Place, and it is for children who are aging out of foster care, which I think is super thoughtful because, like, those kids sometimes don't have great life skills, and so it's really a resource to help these kids kind of maneuver their way into adulthood. Because I think
some of them, too.
I think they foster out at like 17. So, like, once you age out of the foster care, it's just, like, it's a very soft spot, you know? So, shout out to my sister and her husband, Michael. My sister, Margaret. I'm sorry. And their foundation, Graham's Place. So, really thoughtful. I'm really proud of you guys.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, amazing. So today, guys, we're gonna we got a lot of feedback that people, you know, have liked some of our more serious topics, so we're gonna make this one a serious one, but the next one probably not so much. So this time we're really gonna talk about the effects of mental health and depression. So some people may not want to hear that. You can skip through this part and go to the next, because the next will be silly. But but
just let the shit play, though, so we can get the analytics up. Like, let it play. You can have the volume down, or just like, go to the next room, whatever. We just need numbers.
Go brush your hair, brush your teeth.
Yeah.
But let it play.
Let it play on all platforms. You know? Please.
We're just trying to reach out, you know? So, anyway. So, you know, I definitely have found myself in those situations. And I no bullshit, I guess because of it, mental health not being acknowledged in my household growing up. I really, swear to God, thought that having anxiety or anxiety attacks was made up. I thought it was fake. I thought people were faking it, and I thought it was just not a real thing.
Yeah.
And I think the first time I ever had, like, an attack was after my mom died. I felt it. I didn't know what I was experiencing. I went into a pretty deep depression, and I did talk to my doctor about it, and the way I described it, I guess, the doctor said that's an anxiety attack. And, but I really, no bullshit, I thought it was fake. I thought people made it up. So it's super real, and it feels disgusting, and I don't get them that often, but I have had a handful of them, and it's really hard to get through that. And it almost, like, for me, creates like a fear of being like whatever caused the issue, right? Like, if like, for example, I had an anxiety attack for, like, feeding the dogs because I got bit, and it was 4 dogs all together going, like, they were all over me because I was feeding them, right? And I literally had to just stop. I just had to stop. And so, like, it creates fear for me every time I think about going to feed those dogs. Yeah. And I know that's, like, crazy, but it's just, like, PTSD. I don't know. So I think it just leads to other things. But that was kind of, like, the first major time that I felt, like, the anxiety when my mom died. So, but have you experienced anything with anxiety?
Yes. And it's crazy that you say that people think that it, or you thought it was made up. And like, and I'm big on mental health, like awareness, and like, I guess you could advocate. Is that the right word? Like, I'm all about like, hey, if you feel a certain way, like, it's a real deal. It's a real thing. And, whenever I experienced it, I will say my oldest sister thought it was bullshit. Like, she would always say, like, oh, that's all in your head. And it's like, yeah, it is in my head.
Right.
But
it's mental illness.
It's mental illness, and there is nothing I can do to get out of this shit situation I'm feeling. Like, it just, there's no way to describe it, but to me, the best way I can describe it, if you don't deal with mental illness or never have, is you don't feel like yourself. You feel like you're in this empty body. Like, you're almost like a zombie, right? Like, you're spaced out. Like, you're alive and you're moving and you know you're eating or doing whatever. Look at us talking about food. You're doing your daily life skills, but it's like there's no feeling attached to it or emotion. You feel like an empty vessel walking around.
Yes, that's exactly how I describe depression. Like you feel like you are watching your life happen.
Yeah.
Like
it's so
there,
weird,
but you're not
you don't
there.
feel it. Yeah. And I think, I don't even remember when my first anxiety attack was. I'm sure it was a long time ago because I've dealt with this bullshit or mental illness for years. But I do know is my chest gets, tight. I feel like I can't breathe. Like somebody's choking me or suffocating me. And I wouldn't say my heart's racing, but I can't be still. Like, I start pacing. And then I start thinking about stuff, like racing thoughts, and I just can't focus.
It's scary.
Like, yeah, and I can't even, and I've had one before, like at work, at my old job, and that's when I was like, I need fucking meds for this, because I never took meds for my anxiety. I have for depression, I've been on depression meds for years, but not for my anxiety. Finally went and saw a doctor for it, and I got put on something, but I don't take it every day. Like, it's
as needed.
Yeah, it's just as needed. Especially like at night when you deal with anxiety and depression, you can't sleep.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You wake up all fucking night. Even if you do sleep, it's like an hour, and then it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
And you're just laying in bed, tossing and turning, and your brain is just going. Yeah. Like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. I mean, just to be truthful, I've been dealing with depression for a little while now, and it's been getting better. I will say that. I started medication also, and some people think medication is just like gonna make you even worse, and I get it, but the point I was at, I felt like I could not manage it anymore, because I felt like I was just I literally was forgetting to buy groceries for my household, which I'm in charge of, right? So I literally was forgetting that we needed groceries. I was spacing out all the time, and I'm not better now. I'm not going to say I'm myself again. But the sleep pattern, I mean,
Awful.
It's the worst. And I would fall asleep like at midnight. I would wake up like at 2. I would wake up like at 5. And then once I'm up, and I can't get back to sleep because I have all these racing thoughts.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like depressed to the point of committing suicide. I will just say that. It's not something that I've ever been that close to, because my father committed suicide when I was a kid, and so it's not something that I would want to put my kids through. And that's exactly why I would not do that, because I would never want my kids to feel that selfish neglect that I felt like he was just being selfish. And I know he was going through mental health shit. I get it. But I felt like it was such a selfish move to kill himself when he knew he had children. And I would never do that, because I don't ever want my kids to think I neglected their feelings and their thoughts because I was in a mood.
Right.
So, Yeah, the sleep pattern fucking sucks.
They do. It sucks.
And it really does feel like you're a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it helps to have people that understand, you know, around you and not forcing you to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like some pressure, like, for me to snap out of it, you know? Like, I felt pressure to, like, stop and just be yourself. But
you can.
if I could, I fucking would.
Yeah.
You know?
If it was that easy, I would.
Because the feeling of depression, it's not...
It's empty. It's scary.
It's empty, and you just feel like it's never ending. Your days are long and dark. Like, it really feels like you're walking under a cloud.
Mm-hmm. It does. And my oldest sister, how she thought it was bullshit. Whenever our mom fell sick in the hospital and in rehab, and right before she passed away, she's like, "Mom is depressed." Da da da. And I was like, "I thought you didn't believe in depression." So after she saw how bad my mom suffered with depression, she, I guess, believed it then. But I was like, "Mom's been dealing with depression for years."
Yeah.
And just because now you're finally seeing it full blown, and she's stuck in a hospital and she's crying that she wants to go home, now it exists. Like, this is something I've experienced for years, and
it wasn't acknowledged.
No. And like you said, I mean, in a Mexican, or I don't know if it's like this with other Latinos, but with Mexicans for sure, like, that's non-existent. Like, that's bullshit. They, you know, especially the older generation, they just call bullshit. They think that's made up. It's not real, or you don't have time for that. They're like, well, do something about it. Or like, even I've seen memes in Spanish where it's like, you, as a kid, you tell your mom, like, I'm bored, there's plenty of cleaning to do. Like, they don't, or like, I feel sad, they're like, well, you got to get up and clean, or you got to get up and do this. Like, it's just, it doesn't exist. Or it shouldn't. And I just feel like not enough people, especially from our backgrounds or culture, believe in it or see it as a real issue. But it for sure is, and it's super scary.
It is scary, and it really does suck that it's not acknowledged, because I think that now there's so much evolution, right, that has happened since our parents were raised by their parents, and so now we recognize that and we are better about it. But it does fucking suck, because it's hard for you to be a parent now, because that's the way your mom treated you, or that's the way your dad treated you. Right. Like, it didn't matter if you were sad, or get over it. Yeah. You know?
It's
so
like, too bad. Move on. Yeah.
Right. So, hopefully the pattern of ignoring mental health in our, you know, in our community just stops, because it does suck to be alone, you know, because I did experience it for the first time when after I had my oldest daughter, because I was alone, the weekend after I had my daughter, I was alone, and my mom, her dad was, and like, I have no ill will toward him at all. He passed away, but, we were kids, and we were not great, because we should have been being kids and not being parents.
Right.
So I don't have anything bad to say, you know. Now, there were some experiences we went through that were really bad, but we were also kids in adult situations.
Yeah.
But he had told me that he'd be over to help me, you know, take care of her that weekend, and my mom had left camping, and she took my oldest son with her. And my whole family went, so I stayed home alone. And I was texting him and calling him, and he wanted to be, you know, a kid and do the things that teenagers were doing, partying and going out and all that, which was, you know, it was what it was. So I sat on that sofa for 4 days with the baby, and I didn't like neglect her or anything like that, but I literally didn't shower. I didn't move from the sofa because I was waiting for him to come. And I would check the window and check the door and see if he was coming. I would text him and call him. He wouldn't answer me. And then no one was home to, like, support my feelings, right? So I was so sad, and that really put me into the deepest depression that I had been in. Yeah. So I was alone. I had
Young.
2 kids at that point.
I know.
I should have been being a kid. Instead, I was being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but it was literally just like a dark, I think back to that weekend and it's just so dark and it's like drilled in my head.
Isn't that
like
weird?
The way I felt. Yeah, it's so weird because I forget everything.
Yeah.
I forget everything.
Yeah. And I'm totally with you. And as a matter of fact, today I read something online that said, you forget everything. You have a terrible memory whenever you're depressed, because it's like your brain automatically wants to forget all the trauma that made you the way you are. It's like, you're depressed, but then you really don't know why.
Yeah.
Because basically your brain is trying to erase all the trauma that's made you who you are. And I was like, oh, that does make sense. Because it's like, why the fuck am I still depressed?
Yeah.
Like, why? Why do I still feel this? But then again, it's like, well, yeah, your brain's like trying to erase what made you the way you are. As I grew up, I got older. I got with my, now ex-husband. I got pregnant 3 other times, and of course I had miscarriages every time. And then finally, whenever I did get pregnant, of course, full term, I was super happy, fine, whatever. And I have my 1 daughter, and I got postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I think you witnessed how terrible shape I was in. Not only did I get postpartum depression, I experienced a traumatic birth. Mm-hmm. Like it was like a near death. I stayed in the hospital for a week. I got like 5 or 6 blood transfusions because I had internal bleeding. I had to have emergency surgery. I was on bed rest in the hospital. Couldn't hold my daughter after birth. It was just way too much. So miscarriages and finally full-term pregnancy. It's traumatic. It's the shit show. I had to have emergency surgery. I had to stay in the bed. I couldn't hold my daughter. Couldn't breastfeed her because I wasn't producing milk because I'm just laying there. Then all of a sudden, it's like, get out of the hospital and I fucking hate my life.
Yeah.
And there's no bonding with my child. I wanted no part of bonding with her. I don't want to say, and a lot of people are scared to say, about their kids, like, oh, I didn't love them. But that's how I felt. Like, after I had her, I was like, I don't feel a connection with this baby. Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But
that's what postpartum does, is like, you don't want, not that you don't want your child, it makes you think you don't want your child.
Yeah, it's so scary, and I was just crying and crying uncontrollably. Like, I was not, like, unconsolable. I tried going home. I couldn't make it. I couldn't sleep. I was just crying. The baby would cry, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is not my life. This is not what I want. Like, and it's just your brain fucking with you. And my husband was like, you need to go back with your mom. He said, because I do not want you by yourself here with the baby. That's new. Like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I think that's best because I want no part of this. Like, yeah. So I had to go back home. I stayed with my mom for like a month or a little over a month. She was so helpful. And I was just crying. And my mom's like, you'll get over it. It'll be fine. I was like, no, I want to die. Like, that's how sad and scary and lonely it feels. And it's weird because you're surrounded by people and they're like, oh, it's a baby. And I'm like, yeah, it's a baby. This is a huge responsibility. Like, what the fuck am I doing? And I was already 25. Yeah. And I still was like, what am I doing? Like, this is wrong. Like, I shouldn't have, like, it's a scary feeling. Finally told the doctor, and the doctor even hugged me. I remember, because she's all like, you had such a traumatic birthing experience, and then now postpartum hit you. I hate that you're going through this. And she started crying with me because I just bawled in the doctor's office. I said, I don't want to be a mom. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't feel a connection. And I was just crying and crying, and she was hugging me, and she cried with me. I remember that. So ever since then, guys, I've had depression. Yeah. Like, it never went away. Yeah. It never, ever went away. I tried coming off my medication. I had really bad withdrawals. it's not fun. Like, your brain gets used to it. Now it's my happy pill. I have to take it. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know? Because I did start taking medication too, and then I skipped like 2 days, and it just fucking fell down on me again.
It's
you
sad,
know?
yeah.
And it's like, damn, man, I really thought the pill wasn't doing anything. I thought it was just me feeling better. So I was like, I'm just gonna, see if I can stop taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped taking it for 2 days, and then by the second day, it felt like everything was
It's
all
terrible.
back.
Yeah.
And I stayed in bed all day. So I was like, I can't fucking do this again,
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks to, I don't want to say I'm dependent on it, but I feel like I don't want to feel like that, and I think that's okay. You just do not want to feel like that. And I'm not feeling like who I was, but I think that the medication has helped.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of to take medication or
No, not
to
at
seek
all.
help or therapy, because I started doing therapy too, and I'm still not sold on therapy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything life changing has came from me having a therapist, but I'm doing it because I want to be better. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel like shit all the time, and depression fucking sucks.
It does.
So.
It's like, if you are on medicine, who gives a fuck? It's like, people can think and say whatever they want. They're gonna talk shit regardless. Like, fuck them.
People always have something
They
to
always
say.
have something to say. So it's like, you know what? Let them kiss all of your ass. That's what I say. Kiss all of my ass. All of it.
All of it.
So, I mean, nobody's perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect. I mean, shit. If you gotta take a happy pill, take a fucking happy pill. Do you be a better person for yourself, especially if you have kids. Like, you want to give them your best. Like,
yeah, and that's what sucks, right? Is that you get so deep into depression that you don't see that everyone has noticed already.
Oh yeah.
Like, everyone noticed that you're not you. And like, even to the point where I was going to work and it was a bun every day in my hair. Like, my hair is a bun every fucking day because I can't get out of bed. And it's kind of embarrassing because when I go to work, I like to look nice, and I like no makeup, bun in my hair, and not that there's anything wrong with that. There's not. It's just not what I.
It's not you.
It's not what I would do because I'm in a professional building, and everyone dresses like fucking glamour shots in there and shit. Like at my job, everyone dresses up and high heels and makeup. So. I wasn't myself. Everyone noticed. My coworkers noticed. And it's, I just have been taking steps to try to be better and get stronger. So.
And it'll get there. Because like we were saying, depression is very dark and scary, and you feel like it's the end. Like, I'm like, you feel like it's death. Like, okay, well, I'm going to die soon.
Yeah.
Or I should just end it soon. But if you get help, you look for help, I promise you will find a way to get yourself better. You just got to try your hardest to put your work into it. Like, do research if you want to. Try, just try different ways to help you. Like, of course, they start you off on a small dose, and then they'll check on you. Did it work? Did it not work? They can make adjustments. You can go to counseling. You can go to therapy. Whatever. Yeah. Just do something about it, though. Yeah. Don't fucking fall into drugs and alcohol. Like, I get it. We like to drink. We like to have a good time. But don't become so dependent on, like, well, I have to fucking do drugs and drink for me to feel numb and get through my day.
Absolutely, because I personally know people who have been depressed for years who just drink instead of trying to pinpoint what's really going on.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not normal to drink 7 days a week.
No.
I'm just going to say at that point you are an alcoholic.
Or drinking to get drunk.
Right.
Every time
and
you
black
drink.
out.
And black out. Or be hungover the next day. Because not only are you feeling like shit, you're fucking up your body.
Right.
Your liver is shot to shit. Like, at a really young age, it's like your liver shouldn't even be failing.
Yeah. I had a relationship with someone who drank 7 days a week. Like 7 days a week. Like on the weekends, open and close, we're drinking. And it was getting very out of hand because my children were seeing this, and because I'm there, I'm saying I'm okay with it, right? Which I ended that, but there was an underlying issue, and I believe it was depression that didn't get acknowledged, and it's just built up and built up and built up.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just a trait, like, because people in your family are alcoholics, you're an alcoholic. Yeah, I think that probably could be a factor, but I think it's depression down.
Yeah, there's something going on that's making you do this. Something that you're trying to find peace with, or you're trying to figure out what to do or who you are, and you just don't know about how to figure that out, and you're just going to numb the pain with getting fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, even in that situation, you need help, but just it's so important to deal with your mental health, and if you don't feel like you're worth it to do it for yourself, do it for your kids, do it for your spouse, do it for
your family, your friends,
like
people who love you.
Yeah, because I could not find the strength in me to do it for myself, and it did take one of my kids telling me to figure it out. So, you know, you do what you have to do, but I think that it's something you have to try to get help with, and not just sit in the dark and let it happen.
No, don't do that. That's scary. And if you feel that you need to vent or talk to somebody, do it. Like, I mean, just fucking do it. Like, whenever Melissa was going through it, I mean, I know she's still trying to make herself feel better and 100%, but I always understood, because I've been there. I still deal with it. Even though I'm on meds, there's days I'm in a funk still. So I completely understand when my friends or somebody I love or care about tells me something's going on with their mental health. I'm all ears. I'm like, okay, tell me, what do you feel? And I understand, because I don't want them to feel how I felt.
Yeah.
And it's so scary. So I want to be supportive. I want to be there for them. Anything I can do, like, even if it's just you telling me, like, oh, I had a shit day, you just want to rant or vent, just tell me. Whatever you need to do to get it off your chest, let me know.
Yeah.
And guys, I swear I didn't say all my life story just to get pity, because that's not what I want.
Yeah, we're not looking for that.
No, we're not looking for that. We're sharing our experiences, kind of diving into maybe why we're a little fucking screwy here, you know, and what just some factors that have played into what we've dealt with and why we felt some depression in the past or are experiencing it still. But yeah, we're not looking for pity, or if we're oversharing and y'all don't like it, sorry about it, babe. Sorry. Go listen to some Christian stuff if you want to.
But we are just,
we're just being real.
Really, like, one of our, like, foundational things for this podcast is to keep it real and to be ourselves, because we hate fake people and fake shit.
I know. It's like, come on, just be yourself.
And we play around a lot because it's fun and it's funny. Sometimes you need a little pick-me-up. But mental health is a real issue, and there's no timeline on how long you're going to be sick in that way. I mean, it can be for years.
Oh, yeah.
And,
for sure,
no one should put pressure on you to just snap out of it, because they don't understand at that point. If they are just expecting you to snap out of it, they don't understand. They don't get it.
They've never experienced it, and they're never going to understand.
Yeah. So, but that was all I wanted to share on that. And we hope that, if you're going through something, that you will seek help if you haven't already.
Or if y'all know somebody's going through it, just let them know, like, address it. Let them know that you're there, that you see what's going on. If there's anything you can do to help them, let them know that, or try to be of some sort of help, because I do have a family member that deals with really bad mental health, and they refuse to go seek help, and I hate it, because we all tell this family member to go, and they refuse. They say it's not real. So,
but it is.
It is. so it's sad to see that person just deteriorating.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening.
For sure.
But
So.
anywho, anything else you needed to add, or do you want to lighten it up?
We are going to lighten it up.
Okay.
So we started a new segment called Crime Chat.
Crime Chat.
And a couple of folks really enjoyed this Crime Chat. So since you're more of an expert on this one, I'm going to let you take the lead.
I'm an expert.
You're more of the investigator in the Crime Chat situation.
I am. I love crime. Well,
I love crime.
I don't love
I
it.
fucking love it.
I don't love doing crime. Sorry, guys. That sounded terrible.
She's never been arrested.
I've never been arrested. No, but so this one is it's called Sword and Scale, like a sword, like a ninja sword, right?
Yeah.
Sword and a scale, like Sword and Scale. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Different episode every week or 2 weeks. I can't remember how often the host is Mike Boudet. He lives in Houston. Shout out, Mike.
Shout out.
He's super awesome. Like, I know him, you know. But he has an awesome show. So if y'all are addicted to crime podcasts, he does an amazing job.
Okay.
So there's this one episode. It was episode 259 because he numbers them.
Okay.
Episode 259. If y'all want to listen to it, it's really good. So it's really sad too, but it was fucking crazy. So there was this 8th grade girl, who was she was in and out of school. Like, she wasn't at school all the time. She finally tells, or she tells her friend, or her friend's like, you really smell like bleach. Like, it was like all over her. She smelled bad. Ooh. So she finally confided in her teacher that someone had poured bleach on her, like all over her that morning.
Jesus.
I know. And so the teacher like addressed it. I guess she took her down to the principal's office. I can't really remember. I listen to something new every day, so like sometimes they all like blend in or whatever, but this one for sure like really impacted me. They contacted CPS. Well, turns out that her mom and I think, it was her stepdad, because I think it was her mom's boyfriend or something that lived with them. They would abuse them, and sometimes she wouldn't go to school because she had to watch her little sister that was a baby.
Damn.
I know. And she would she would make shakes for them, and she would put bleach in them and make them drink it.
Their mother?
Their mom. Jeez. Yeah. And she said she also witnessed one time her mom like burning the baby's feet.
Oh my
like she
God.
walked in the room and saw her doing that. Like, so if y'all don't like to hear stuff about little kids getting hurt, I get it. Sometimes I can't either, but this one was like so good, and I was so happy that the oldest girl did survive because she told somebody. Because the reason they were drinking shakes with bleach is because they were trying to kill them.
Right.
They were trying to do away with them. And she
Was it just the 2 kids?
Yeah, she did notice the baby didn't. She was just missing one day, so the baby did die.
Did they find the baby?
No, I don't think they did.
Jeez, that's
And I know,
so sad.
I know. And then she says that they would make her sleep outside sometimes, and that's why she smelled like bleach. Because one night she slept outside, like they just poured bleach all over her.
That is so freaking sad.
Yeah, like, can you imagine just going to school with some poor little kid? Like, it makes you think, like,
that is so sad.
How many kids, and it breaks my heart. Like, every time, like, I go to sleep, like, I mean, I'm not a spiritual person. I've doubted, especially religion. Like, I've always said we're not going to speak religion and politics here, but I've always been, like, I've had doubts about religion and God, and, like, is it real, or what's real or what's not, you know? So anywho, anytime I'm going to sleep, and if I do decide to say a little prayer, I'm like, if there's any little babies or kids out there that are being hurt, just please protect them. Like, it just breaks my heart. Like, just going to sleep thinking that somebody is out there mistreating a little baby that's
so
innocent.
sad.
It breaks my heart. Or like, how many kids did we go to school with? You know what I mean?
Because you don't know
what their home is like.
I mean, you know that in our neighborhood, it was there. I mean, there were some families that did drugs and alcoholics, and
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure that's in every neighborhood. But
Yeah.
you know, when you live in the hood, it's more. It happens more, I think. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can just imagine that there had to be a lot of neglect
Yeah.
in our kind of neighborhood and culture, and
It makes me wonder, like, after I heard that episode, I was like, I'm so glad she had the courage to finally speak up and tell a teacher
yeah,
that this was going on at home. I could have sworn, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all have heard this episode, or go listen to it so y'all can get the full details. But I think she said she does remember when the little sister died, and then she just doesn't remember what they did with the body. But of course, she was just so used to blocking shit out again because of the traumas. Like, I don't know, but regardless, I'm so glad that she did survive, because that was the point. Like, they were trying to kill her, both of them. But it's like, how many kids did we go to school with that put on like this facade of like that they were normal? And it's like, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah. I mean, and definitely, those kids that acted out all the time, I'm sure that they were going through stuff at home. Like, now you look at it, right? Like, damn, that kid was in the office all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe they were just neglected, but, like...
Or even the ones that were bullies.
Yeah, the ones that are bullies, too, because they never got in trouble, and they always just acted like that.
I know, it's like, you are learning to be a fucking asshole because you're seeing this.
Right.
Like, you're picking this behavior up somehow.
Right. For sure. So...
But yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite podcasts is Mike Boudet's Sword and Scale. And the one I just touched on was episode 259. I've listened to every single episode, guys. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
So yeah, he's really good. I mean, he goes way into detail. He plays clips of like the police cams and the court stuff. He does really good investigative work, and he'll even tell you, like, if you don't want to hear this, please skip to whatever. He'll timestamp, or he'll say fast forward or whatever.
Yeah. Damn.
He's
okay.
really good.
That is wild, and that does make me so sad for those kids. Like,
I know. How can people be so hateful? Like,
I don't know.
It's like, if you don't want kids, like, just give it up.
Right. If you really don't want your baby, like, people...
There's people who pay money that want to adopt.
People will pay you for your, private adoptions.
Yeah. If you want to do that, just do it.
Like, no judgment. Like, if you know it's not for you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the crime chat today.
Crime chat.
Crime chat.
Okay, so you know what time it is, Mel?
What time is it?
It's time for
Peep word of the day.
Peep word of the day.
Yay! This is a good
fan favorite.
It is a fan favorite. We appreciate that, guys. So this one has a little story behind it. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. So I just went to Mexico recently, and we got a lot of Uber drivers, right? So I'm sitting in the back seat, and the driver picks up his phone, and he says, "Hey, ¿qué onda, Peter?" He's on the phone talking to Peter. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, is that who I think it is? Is that his name? So you know how the caller ID or whatever you want to call it is like on the in the car, like you can see what the fuck is who they're talking to. I shit you not, he was talking to Peter, Piter.
Oh,
Peter. So he was talking to Peter.
But not the regular Peter.
Not the regular Peter. It was Peter.
It's the Piter.
So I thought that was hilarious. I wanted to laugh so hard. Like, I looked over there and was like, no, like I covered my mouth and I looked out the window because I was like, oh, that's cute. They're trying to say Peter. But
I mean, I'm not going to laugh at you, but...
That's Peter.
I'm kind of gonna laugh at you. We misspelled it, guys.
Peter.
El Peter.
Aww.
Poor guy. He better not ever move to America.
Please don't.
With that name.
Peter.
But I have noticed that, like, in Mexico, they're naming children, and I don't know if that was a real name, but they're naming children like American names.
Yeah.
But they're still saying it in Spanish.
No, yeah. And this is one thing, too, that I've noticed with our people. Because, guys, if y'all aren't aware, Spanish is pretty much spelled the way it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Like, if it's said a certain way, that's how it's going to be spelled, more than likely. Like, 90% of the time. So, Peter, I mean, they say Peter, so P-I-T-E-R. Or they say Yoni, like for Johnny, so they spell it with the Y.
They do spell it with, and Jessica, they spell it with the Y.
Jessica, because they can't say Jessica. Or Stephanie, because for some reason they say the S as S.
Yeah.
Stephanie. So they do the E-S-T, whatever.
That's really real. That really
Yes, and it's hilarious.
It's super just direct. That's what it is.
Like, I wonder how they would... Let me see. I guess Melissa, they would spell it the same way, right? Melissa.
They would spell it with an A because, okay, well, funny story. Peep word of the day. Speaking of, until I was 9 years old, which I don't know if you know this or not, my name was not Melissa.
Wow, that's fucking great.
So my mother did not have insurance and didn't have money to go to a hospital to have me. So I was born in a home, like at her house. My grandfather, this is what my mom told me, so I don't know. These are just the facts I was told.
Were you born in Fort Worth, though?
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess my grandfather was here because my mom was having issues with my dad. And my mom didn't tell my dad that she was going to have me at home, but she did. So she has me at home, and my grandpa did not speak English. Well, the midwife asked, for some reason, the midwife asked my grandpa what my name was for the birth certificate. And he thought my name was Malicia. So, like Alicia, but with the M.
But Malicia is also something
something
mean or
it is.
bad.
Yeah. That's what he thought, because my mom was saying Melissa. So my name was Malicia.
It was malicious.
And that's probably why my mom called me Maleficent.
Yeah. Aw, that's adorable, but it's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't, and my mom didn't realize it. You know, she just had a baby, whatever. And then she got the birth certificate and saw that my name was totally not spelled correctly. So, when my dad finally went to court, my mom had tried to get child support for years, and I guess back then it was even worse than it is now, because the child support system is just trash.
It is.
But back then, both parties had to be in attendance at the like your court hearing for child support. And my mom went to court every year, 2 times a year, until I was 9, and then he finally showed up to court for child support. Yeah. So, but with that child support hearing, he said that's not her name, and her name needs to be changed, and she needs to pay for it because it was her error. She didn't tell me she was having the baby at home, so my mom paid for my name to be changed to what it was supposed to be when I was 9.
Aww.
So
your name was Malice?
Yeah.
Or malicious, whatever.
Definitely on brand.
In Spanish.
No.
Yeah. For 9 years of your life.
Yeah.
Aww.
Weird story, but that was a peep
True
word of the
story.
day.
Peep word of the day. Crazy names.
Jesus.
Peter, Malicia.
Like, bro, why did you think that your daughter was naming... Come on. Stop being an old man. Like, what...
Aww.
Dude, I never met him, but I'm just saying... Well, I did. I guess I met him, but I don't remember because he died when I was little. But, I mean... Really? Like, I don't know. My daughter's naming her daughter Mierda. I don't know. That's what she said. It was Meredith.
Es mierda.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Oh.
Like that was a true story that happened. So fun fact.
It, abuelo.
Damn it. Just being old.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So anyway, I think that is gonna wrap us up for today. Unless you have anything else that you need to add.
No, I have nothing else.
Okay.
Just we appreciate everyone.
We appreciate you and we love you for listening, and even if we say crazy stuff, you know, you keep coming back, so we appreciate you.
We do.
So take care of yourselves and continue to listen to you know, your local podcast girls, but also you know, we just want to say thank you. We love you. That's all. All right, guys. So as always, do what you want.
Love what you do.
Stay almost mature.
We'll chat soon, babes.
Y
Y
se
se
baña.
bañan.
Bye.
Bye.